Okay, so I think there's enough where I can talk about it now, about what actually happened in the clip, but every aspect of the breakup, and that I can't ever have any privacy about what actually happened in the breakup or during the relationship. That I have to tell every single detail, or I'll be canceled and lose my actual like career in the social media space. So what happened was in that video, Olivia and I were broken up. Like it was done. We were done. We were broken up. In that video that you saw, we were broken up. So whatever assumptions you guys have, we were broken up. We were done. And to underline the fact that I was also broken up, the person that came was a girl named Holly, and Holly is still one of my closest friends. She was the first person I met in LA that wasn't in the social media space. She was the first person that was she was like the first person I got close to in LA. Besides the Sway Boys, besides anybody in social media, she was the first person I ever met. She was the first person that I genuinely got close to and I'm still close to. She's probably the closest person I am to in LA. She was at the Sway house 8 days in a row when Olivia and I broke up because I was obviously like dying in my room because Olivia and I had broken up, so I was obviously not okay. So I called Holly and I basically said, I need you right now. And she was there 8 days in a row. If you check my Instagram feed, the pictures of me in the pool, those were all taken by Holly because she was there taking those photos. But I was basically in my room just being depressed. And she was just kind of a presence in the room because some things you can go through alone and just things like that, some things you just can't. But she was at the Sway house 8 days in a row. And so I don't really think I have anything else to explain about it. I was going through one of the hardest breakup I've ever gone through. And I needed one of my best friends, the closest friend I had in LA at the time, because Griffin was actually in Indiana when Olivia and I broke up. So I couldn't go to him. He was gone. So I asked Holly to come over because she was obviously the closest person I had in LA. Like there was nobody else I could really go to. Like I love the Sway Boys and all, but if you're a dude, you can kind of relate to how uncomfortable it is to really expose your feelings to your guy friends and say like cry in front of them. It's just not the same as if it's with a close girl who's also a friend, because girls just deal with emotions better than guys do. So I don't really it was just Holly. Like it was just one of the closest friend I have in LA. And the reason Bryce and them reacted like that is because Holly just happens to be absolutely gorgeous. So obviously they're going to assume, because that's what everybody on the face of this earth does, is assume every single thing without knowing anything. But I feel like I have to address this because it's a really serious thing to be called to just have that be on your, I guess, not conscience, but be associated with you it's just a really big deal to me personally to have that be associated with me, because I don't like talking about my relationship with Olivia post breakup or the things leading up to the breakup. I don't like talking about it whatsoever. But I was kind of forced at this point because all everyone does is assume. But that's the story. It was one of my closest friends coming to check up on me because she had to check up on me 8 days in a row. She literally just sat there and watched me cry. Literally just sat in the room and watched me cry. That was pretty much it. Like, yeah, that's the whole story. There's nothing else to it. I don't know what else to really say. Because I know even though I tell this side of the story, some people are going to believe, but whatever the hell they want to believe. But that's it. That's all I really